Oh, man. All right, let me get this picture. How's everybody doing today? So trying to upload some images, new stuff coming in. Cubile, cubile. Everything oldies. How we doing, carnal? Yeah, look at this guy's a sick puppy. Banner Lokes, I caught you in here, brother. Okay, give me 1 second, players. Let you guys get in here while I work here a little bit, get you guys a little more information on what's going down. I'm sure there's all kind of stuff out there, and I'm trying to bring it all in one house. Okay. Yeah, somebody just sent me an interesting image real quick of this guy. The piece of work that he is. Okay, yeah, that's the one. All right, 1 second. That should do it. All right, who we got? Let me see. Give me 1 second here. Which one is it? There you go. German Lopez. I don't know if German Lopez wants to talk or he's just gonna give us a here to the right. Hello, hello. German, because German is not in the building. So you out of there, German. Let me know when you want to talk, man. How's everybody doing today? Yes, Thomas. I'm knowing. Man, not the way I wanted to start off the week over here, to be completely honest with you, man. So just start, never give up. We're just coming in here. We're trying to get you guys in here to talk about this this piece of work, man. Salvador Ramos. Let me give you guys a couple of pictures in here of this guy. Let me kick from studio real quick. Yes. It's this weirdo right here. That's the guy. It's the same person. He's obviously either maybe a transgender or maybe just a weirdo. I don't know. Nowadays you can't say much because then people get offended. But I guess you can go out and slaughter little babies and that's not that offensive. So this is the guy here, and news is coming pretty quick. They say yesterday he actually tagged somebody on the Instagram and sent some girl these pictures and said, I got a little secret I want to tell you, with an emoji covering his mouth. And that's what he was sending to her. And I'm sure the girl probably just thought this is just a weirdo, because there is all kind of weirdos on Instagram. Let me see this guy wants to come in here. German. Oh, Herman.
Oh shit. What am I doing?
I don't know what you're doing, homeboy. You want to talk or you want to just
Oh shit, okay, I got you. No, I'm good. Just listening.
So what you want to say, my man? Talk to me.
No, I'm good.
Hello?
I'm good.
Well, I understand you're good, but you got something to say, or you're just gonna say you're good? Yeah, I guess Herman is good. So good, Herman. I'm glad you're good, homie. I'm glad somebody's good. So, yeah, this guy apparently seemed like the cops were chasing him. He goes into the school, kills. So far, this is the person they can say, because they can't show the students yet. This is a 4th grade teacher, a mother, and a wife. Eva Mireles, I believe. Hopefully, I'm not getting her name wrong, but this is the one of the teachers in the 4th grade that he went into the classroom and just started shooting up shots and killed her, and apparently killed another either 16 or 17 kids. As we speak, there's more and more stuff coming in as far as who the victims are, and it's going to be the same old stuff that you hear all the time from politicians, man. You're going to hear the same old stuff. What's up, Creeps One? It's going to be the same old stuff. It's going to be, our condolences to the families. I already saw the president come out, and every president does it. I'm not just picking on Biden, but it to me is so in this what in this generous. I'm not sure what the word is, but it's so fake, man. It's fake how they come out and always put these speeches out. And I could almost say them verbatim. Our condolences to the families. Our hearts are bleeding for them. Our hearts go out to them. We stand with you. It's just the same old garbage coming out of these politicians time and time again. It's always the same garbage. And at the end of the day, by next week, they're not going to care. They're not going to change anything, what's going on. It's going to be the same old business as usual. And both sides will do it. And unfortunately, this is something that's going to continue to be normal in American society. And it's not going to stop. People say, well, we need to, we need more health. What is it? Mental health, Gil. We need, no, man, listen, as many guns as there is in the United States, as accessible as guns are for people, especially in states like Texas, Arizona, and other other Republican red states, right? As easy as it is to get those guns and stuff, this is never going to stop. And even in California, where the gun laws are hard, you can still get a gun. It's not that difficult, and it never will be. So let's put that baby to rest. Let's stop saying that it's just a gun situation. Let me see. Mr. Fischler, off topic, but again, gracias for your positive get together. Much love and support, Gil. AC supporter right here. Hey, thanks, Fischler, man. Yeah, we'll bring up the event maybe on the next one. Right now, I just want to sit here and kind of speak on this one. Crime has gone down overall despite all the guns. Nah, crime has not gone down the way you say. It's gone down because they locked a lot of people up, but murders are up, and most of the things that they call crime nowadays, they put underneath the what's the name, the rug, and will not sit there and say it's a crime. So it's not that crime has gone down. It's they're playing politics with the numbers and writing different numbers, so it looks like crime is going down, but it's a crock. So my thing is this: you're not gonna get the guns off the streets. You're not gonna get these cuckoos off the streets, right? It's just not gonna happen. I think what we need to do is we need to take an approach like how like Israel does. If you look at Israel, or if you look at even any kind of Jewish schools, right? And we've all driven by them. What do you see at Jewish schools? You always see armed security guards everywhere because they got the game on lock. Because there's a lot of people that, I mean, let's be honest, they want to hurt Jewish people, right? And those guys have figured out that you're not going to get the guns off the streets. You're not going to get the loony bins out of there just like this. There's no way. So what you got to do is you got to protect these schools. We got to protect these schools in the same manner and way that we protect people in politics, people in Congress. Like when you're going to a courthouse, like when you're going to either the courthouse, or you're going to go to the White House, or you're going to go to the state assembly, anywhere that politics go. What do? They got only one way in, one way out. They got metal detectors. They got security guards in there. Unfortunately, that's what we've got to do. We got to sit there and invest money into our schools to protect our kids, because if we're not protecting our kids, then what the hell are we doing? This is going on way too much. And even stores, I would say that stores need to have armed security guards out there. Straight up, all these listen, man, let's be honest. Most of the security guards out there is just for show. It's just for show. You got these people out there like, just, hey, how's it going? Come on, man. That's just for show. Like how when the little girl got killed out here in the protein coat factory. Look at the security they had. These are not securities. These are people there. They put on a monkey suit and say, here's your security guard uniform. Now your security. So when people say, did you have security on there? Yeah, we had security. But that's bullshit. That is not security. Somebody who does not have a gun in today's day and age is not a security guard. You're faking the funk. And what you're doing is you're letting people get killed. If these schools nowadays had the same type of security, like I said, of courthouses, of hell, you go to police stations nowadays. There's not even no cops out there. You go to a police station. I don't know how it is anywhere else, but out here in Los Angeles, most of the police stations, they're all bulletproof in the front. There is no cops out there. You got to actually kind of press a button or something, and they'll eventually come out and be like, yeah, what do you want? It's not like back in the days where you can walk in a police station and you see all kind of cops walking. Why? Because they're protecting themselves. So again, I ask, why is it that we protect grown-ass men, we protect politicians, we protect judges, we protect everybody out there in society, but when it comes to our kids, it makes no sense. It makes zero sense. Let me see what you guys are talking about over here real quick. Maybe I need my glasses again. Sucks to get old, boy, but with age, sometimes comes wisdom, man. Uh, it's an ongoing issue year after year. It's not going to end. Yeah, exactly. It's not going to end. That's one thing I'm pushing. It is not going to end. NRA got too much power, and then you got both of the sides fighting because both do not want to really compromise, right? The NRA does not want to compromise on making it a little more difficult for people to get guns. They in their world, in a lot of red states, this is what they believe. They believe you should be able to walk into any gun store without even giving ID. I mean, without ever no background checks. Just show that you're 18 or 21 and over, and say, here's my ID. I need a gun. That's the way they feel, and they'll be like, "That's the Second Amendment. That's what we need." Well, yeah, but if that's your kid laying there in pieces, I can guarantee you there's parents that are all Second Amendment out that right now are crying their eyes off, man. Right now, their whole world is destroyed. Let's see what's happening real quick. Oh. Hello, 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 New York. What's good? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Yeah, connection sounded pretty bad. I don't know New York, but your connection sounded really horrible, my man. You can try again. Another shooting in King Taco in East LA. Yeah, seemed like it was somebody that was shooting at the CHP officers. These shootings are not going to stop, man. As long as there's guns out there, as long as there are nutcases out there, and we got plenty of guns, we got plenty of nutcases, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. But like I said, all this, our bleeding heart, our hearts go out to the family. We stand with you, Texas. We're with you, man. That's such bullshit, man. That is such a crock of shit that I am so tired of hearing. And that's all you're gonna hear. Like I said, on the right, that's the issue on the right. They're gonna sit there and just continue to speak the same thing over and over again. As far as we need more and less gun control. Carlos, what say you from New York?
What's up, Papa? I just wanted you said some things and stuff like that. I know you from the West Coast. I'm out here in the East Coast in Brooklyn and stuff like that. I just want to throw something out there so
Please.
people could know the difference and stuff like that.
Please.
Here in New York, you mentioned the Jewish community out there in LA and stuff like that. Here in Brooklyn, we have Williamsburg section of Brooklyn and a certain other section, but the biggest section that we have for Jewish people is called Williamsburg. They have their own patrol.
Yes.
The police department in New York don't even go in there. They basically handle their own stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's
They're
gangster.
armed.
That's
They're
gangster.
basically what they did was many years ago. What they did was they deputized them to be able to do it. So they're not called police officers. They're called peace officers.
Okay.
You know.
But they carry guns as well, right?
Right. They carry sidearms and everything like that. Now, here in New York, I remember, like, I'm going to be 52 years old. So I remember a time I've been carrying a sidearm for my job. I'm not a police officer,
okay,
but for the job that I do carry a sidearm. Okay. So I remember a long time ago and stuff like that LA, you know, and you'll probably remember this as well. That's why I think the laws changed a lot in LA and stuff like that. Remember that bank heist that you guys had that it was a big ass shootout?
Yeah, it was down the street from my house.
Oh damn! I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm at a North Hollywood. That was the North Hollywood shooting in 1997.
Exactly. So I remember that. You know what I'm saying? I was carrying a gun since then. You know,
Right.
and way before then. I started carrying a sidearm when I was 18 years old. That was back in 88, 89. So I remember when that went down because we, in the job that I do, I work for the banks here in New York and stuff like that. We locked down everything. So when that happened down there, we locked everything down here. We locked everything
Really?
down here. So yeah. believe me, that thing was like that. When 9/11 hit, that was even worse.
Oh yeah, 9/11
So
changed the game.
it changed the entire game. What I'm trying to say is that you were right when you came out and said that, you know, that they would never, the guns will always be here. NRA wants to squash everything down and stuff like that. They don't want the laws to change. They want everybody to have a gun, and they try to change the laws here in New York and everything like that. Me personally, I have no issues of anybody who legally can get a gun. Get a gun. I don't
Yes.
care if you're from New York to LA to Alaska to Puerto Rico.
Yes.
I don't care.
I agree.
The only thing, and you probably won't agree with me with this, the only thing that I believe, right, that the regular citizens should do, because I don't know if they do this for the LAPD, but I have family and I have a lot of friends who are NYPD.
Okay.
They have to go through a psychological testing
Right.
for them to be able to carry a firearm.
No, I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that 100%. And I think the same should go for somebody for the very first time who's going to buy a gun. They got to go through,
Right.
listen, it seems like you go through more hoops to get a license to drive a car than you do to get a gun. And I think that's a problem.
Yes, exactly my point. I also believe that here in New York, it's basically by law, you have to go to a driving school for you to get your driver's license.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know if it's like that in LA or anything like that, because I'll be honest with you, I've never been out west and stuff. I've never been out to the West Coast. So I don't know how it is out there with you guys. But I think they should have something like that when it comes to gun ownership. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a gun if you are legally bound to get it. That's great and all. But I think that you should be proficient enough to able to handle a gun.
Yeah, and I think that, believe it or not, I believe most people think like that. But the problem is, this is going to be another political battle, and that's what ends up happening. The Democrats want to start screaming, we need to ban guns, and the Republicans want to start screaming, no, we need to arm more people. And at the end, nothing gets done. But regardless of what they're doing, what communities need to start doing is doing, like I said, what the Jewish community said, what you said they're doing over there. They need to start protecting these schools. They need to start putting money into these schools where you have armed. I mean, really armed. To the T, where if you're coming in there, you're going to get shot and killed. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
The crazy part is, I don't know, like the public school system here in New York City had their own police force.
Right.
Okay. But here's the problem though. They're not armed. None of them.
Oh, no, it's a joke. That's like a Walmart security guard.
None of them are.
None
of them are.
You need a gun.
They do have. Here's the crazy part. They're a section of the NYPD as a whole. Okay.
Right.
If you look at NYPD, I am pretty sure LAPD works the same way.
They
have like different sections.
Yes.
You got the SWAT team, you got this team, you got that team. So over here we got the school safety. They call them the school safety, right?
Right.
And they don't carry.
They
don't carry guns and stuff like that.
That's a shame.
They don't. From high school all the way down, they don't carry guns.
That's a joke.
So I always believe.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It is a joke. No. I'm just gonna say it is a joke because I believe at the very least, you should have one person in the school at least with a gun.
At the very least, yes, for sure. Out here we have school police. Yeah. But after the BLM movement, they started pushing to get school police out of the schools, and I'm like, these people are so. It's dumb. It's just ignorant. They got their heads.
Excuse my language, but that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Well, welcome to California. Straight up, welcome to California. That's what they want. They want to take. And then when you get kids like this getting murdered, and all of a sudden, then they'll start screaming, "Where was the police? Where were they protecting my babies?" Like, you jackasses, you're the same ones taking the guns away from these cops to protect your kids, and then you're gonna sit there and cry why they're killing our kids. Hey, brother, I appreciate the phone call.
We just had no problem. I just say one more thing.
Yeah, you got it.
We had a huge incident. We had a huge incident over here in New York, in Buffalo.
Okay.
Yes.
You
know what I'm saying? So they had a security guard, an ex-cop. I think it was retired.
Yes.
He was a cop in there too and stuff like that.
Right.
But the thing is, it was just one dude with a kid that was coming in there with an AR-15.
Yeah, and he came in fire. He came in there, shots fired. He wasn't playing around.
Right.
And I mean,
he wasn't. And the thing is, it broke my heart, especially you know, for a long time, and like I said, I carry a sidearm. I've been doing it. I'm 52 years old. I've been carrying a sidearm from the military on up when I was
Right.
18 years old.
Right.
Okay, so I'm not speaking out of my ass. I'm also I got certified as an NRA instructor and stuff like that.
Okay.
So the thing is, I'm not talking out of my ass. And to be honest with you, I go against a lot of the shit that the NRA does. For the simple fact is, because they don't want to teach about, you know, improving yourself. All they want to do
Right.
is just throw the crap out there. And
Well-
that's why I left.
Well, this is the issue with the NRA, right? The issue with the NRA is they're just dope peddlers. But what they sell guns and ammo. So of course they don't want to
Yep.
sit here and slow down their sales. There to them is if they can have it at the liquor store, you can go buy a gun. They don't give a rat's ass. They will sell it, and that's a
They don't.
problem. And there's a lot of people on the right
Yep.
that they just go along with it, like on the left. I don't want to ban guns. I don't want all
Mhm.
these people because listen, to go out there and shoot these big high power rifles out when you go shooting, it's a blast. It's fun. It really is.
Mhm.
And people's rights shouldn't be taken like that. But at the same time, there has to be some kind of accountability and say, hey guys, this isn't working anymore. Let's make it a little bit more difficult to get the gun. But then once you get the gun, it's like a driver's license. Every 7 to how many years, hey, you got to come in and take a test or something, right? Unless you just have a clean
Yep,
record.
yep.
And it's sad that we can't
Yeah.
we can't put common sense into fixing this problem because politicians want to sit there and fight each other for the dumbest things.
You hit it right on the nail. I agree with you 100%.
Hey, Bronx,
You
man.
know, and-
I love it, baby. I love it. Thank you for the conversation, oh boy.
Anytime, brother.
All right.
You stay safe out there.
All right, appreciate it, man. We got a lot of people calling. That's why. That was great. That was great. All right, sorry. I know you guys are trying to tap in here real quick. 909 Diesel, ¿qué onda, canal? It's a shame what happened. Mental illness is a problem. Mental illness is a problem. Guns are a problem. But I'm like I was saying, and that gentleman agreed. I think most people will agree. There needs to be something done where we need to protect children, dude. That's off the bat. I learned that one. Off the bat, you need to protect kids. Who got in the building? What's up, Roger?
Hey, brother, listen, I'm watching on my big screen TV.
Congratulations.
You should put some Just for Men. Hey, listen, tragic story today, bro. I was really bummed by it. You know, it's a tragic situation. Another thing too, and I don't mean to come across the wrong way, but it's also tragic that it seems like hopefully this guy wasn't Hispanic, which it seems like he is.
He is.
So now the narrative is going to change to, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even say that, but it's a sad thing. But you know, I think that's just the problem. You know, the issue when you live in a free country, and this is where we're being attacked.
Yes.
When you live in a free country, you know, they're gonna start saying, now they're gonna come after. You know, I really don't know what to say about this. You know, I just know that, you know, if this really was a free country, I wish I had a howitzer so I can bomb my neighbor.
Really, Raj? All right, big Raj.
I would blow that motherfucker.
Bye, Raj. Somes.
Gil, what's up, bro?
Talk to us. Someone I see you trying to get in, man. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people calling in. Talk to us, man.
It's all good, bro.
I actually
Bro,
want to talk to you about this. Let's go.
check this out. For the brother that called in, I understand what he's saying, right? And I'm not here to bash homeboy. But do you know what why the NRA was set up?
I kind of do, but you can go ahead and school us on it.
The NRA, for those of you that are blaming the NRA was actually set up to help black people protect themselves against the KKK. And it was set up by the Republican Party.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But this is the thing.
Ahead.
This is the thing, Somas. I'm not sure all the facts, but I'm sure you don't really talk out of your ass without doing your homework. But I don't think that's the issue, or that's what we're sitting here and kind of debating here. What we were saying was that the NRA doesn't care about the people anymore. The NRA is just trying to sell their dope, homie, and their dope is guns and ammo, and they don't want any kind of infringement that makes it a little bit harder to get their dope. So the NRA is just about selling their ammo and guns. My opinion.
See, bro, I disagree. I disagree. You know, for anybody saying that you could just walk into anywhere in Texas and buy a gun, that's not true. Any guns that I bought here in Texas, which I lost in a seaboarding accident, they put a hold on me for over a month. before I was able to get them.
Yeah, but you're Soma's Towner, homeboy.
Yeah, homeboy, but they still put a hold on me. I didn't just walk in like buying
But can't
a
you can't
box of cookies.
but can't you go into some of these? I don't know if Texas is, but there's certain states that you can literally walk into some of these convention centers where they have their gun shows, and you could just sit there and freely sell and buy guns from these people. Yes or no?
Yeah, you could buy them at a gun show, yes.
Well, there you
But
go.
but there is still, there is a time frame, right? Like, say you buy that gun and your person goes back and, hey, this guy right here, man, we got a hold on this guy. They can come back and grab those guns from you.
Right. Well,
there are people that they skirt around the rules like anything, right?
yes.
That's just the way people are. If they really want it, they're gonna get it.
Right. Yeah.
But
I agree, but listen, I'm not anti-NRA. Okay, I'm not like screw them. No, that's what people do to them. But I'm not all the way to how they say, let's ban all these guns. To me, like, I know it's fun to shoot these guns. It's a cool ass hobby, but don't you think there should be a little bit more of hoops, especially if you're like at a younger age? Where, let's say, anybody who doesn't have their own apartment, their own home, is living with somebody, the person who is the main resident in that house should sign off and say, yeah, this person is okay to get a gun. Because if you,
I'm all for common sense stuff. I'm all for that. There's no doubt about that. I'm all for anything that's common sense, bro. I'm for it.
But it gets lost in the arguments, almost, and most politicians won't. The guys on the left are gonna sit there and say we need to ban them. The guys on your side on the right are gonna say no, we need more guns. We need more guns. Instead of sitting there like how we're doing and say, hey, no, we need to come to a middle ground, and there is a middle ground.
Whoa. I'm not a Republican, bro.
No, but you go to the right, homeboy. You're not a Republican, but you're a trompito, homeboy. You're a trompito, carnal.
I am a Trump supporter, but I lean more towards the right, bro, because the right, to me, it seems like people that actually can think for themselves. To me, bro, the Democrats, and I'm not saying all of them, but man, the cheese slid off their fucking cracker a long time ago, bro. And to me, let's talk about this shooter, bro. This shooter is a left-leaning fucking weenie, right? But they're gonna hide it, and I can guarantee you, bro, that when the truth comes out about this kid is gonna be found to have been on psychotropics, and this kid is also, the media is gonna paint him out to be, in a way, the victim, because this doesn't fit their narrative. They
may.
But think about this, bro. It's funny how Joe Biden came out and gave out this bullshit speech, like you said, which I thought was bullshit too. Why didn't he come out and give this speech when that guy in Milwaukee plowed through all these kids when they were in this parade? Where was the speech then? Where was the speech with all this other shit that's happening? It's only when they feel like they can seize on something to jump on the gun. This is my problem with these fucking people.
Right.
Is it any time? Why is it that these mass shootings happen so much he was under the Obama administration? Sandy Hook happened under that same administration.
Well,
why is it
that they have to, because they're under pressure. It's a school shooting, and they got to come out and put their crocodile tears and put their fake condolences to the family. They don't give a crap, dude. They really don't. Because if they gave a crap, they would sit there and arm these schools. But let's say Texas. Why doesn't Texas, because Texas can be a place that can show them how to do it. Why doesn't Texas, hopefully after this, Texas will sit there and say, hey, we need to do a little more on gun control to make sure guys like this don't get these kind of guns, especially if there's a track record of him taking some antidepressants. If he's taking antidepressants, there should be more hoops for you to go to get guns, right? But
I agree.
But I think personally that we should stop with the myth that we're going to solve the gun issue. Guns are going to be there forever. They're not going anywhere, right? These nut guys aren't going anywhere. Go ahead.
Bro, people will go. Bro, you take the guns, people are going to get a rock and go kill somebody. It's not about the gun. It's about people, right? And you know this, and I know this. But if we're going to talk about guns, right? Texas has more guns per capita than I think any other state in the union, right?
That could be, yes.
If guns were the problem, people would know it in Texas, because everybody's got a gun, bro. And I mean everybody. And now they passed a law here where you can carry a gun anywhere. You can open carry.
No, that's the problem, though. Not everybody has a gun. Why don't schools have guns? Why don't we make schools like when you go to court? Why don't we make schools like when you go to the White House? Why don't you make schools like there's one way to enter? You got to go through metal detectors, make it real professional. Everybody go through the thing, and you have doors that you need to buzz in, and you got a guy in there with a damn M16 in case somebody comes in here and they say no warning shots. We will kill you.
I completely agree, and I said this after the Sandy Hook shooting. I've been saying for a long time, why do they ticket people with fucking not wearing their seatbelt, but your kid gets on a school bus and there's not one fucking seatbelt?
Yeah, it makes zero sense, dude.
Do they care?
No, they
And
don't.
you know why these people don't care? These politicians don't care because, like you said earlier, anywhere they go and everywhere they go, they have armed security.
Yes,
They don't give a shit.
yes, they do.
They don't.
Yes, they
And
do.
you know what? At the end of the day, whether some people want to believe this or not, this is more than just guns. This, at the end of the day, is a spiritual thing, bro. This is it takes somebody very fucked up and dark to go do something like this.
Of course. I guess somebody who's at their end wits, or they're nutcases, and maybe they want to get their glory, and it's a damn shame. Hey, I got somebody else calling from Texas right now. So much. Thanks for the call, brother. Appreciate it.
Bro, thank you. Bye.
All right. Let's see what you got. Oh, well, Texas just hung up right now, so you'll call back. Shooter was a trans. Hold on. 714. Hello, caller. What's going on?
Come on, brother.
Talk to me, carnal.
Hey, man. Listen, thank you for taking the call. It's a sad day, but we've had these days before.
Yes.
As a family man with daughters and a son, and just a mother, I have everything, and I just view life in a different way that a lot of people do. So today it's a messed up day, to be honest with you.
For sure.
Yeah, and my thing is this: I think Americans should have the right to bear arms.
Yes.
But I think where we're messing up is we're allowing too many high power caliber guns and rifles to be out on the street. There is no reason why Joe Blow next door should be able to have ARs and Cuerno de Chivos and this and that, right? Like, to me, that's just absurd. The only people that should have those kind of weapons is the military and police officers.
Well, I have to disagree with you on that one. I have to disagree with you on that one because those guns, when you
But
take
that's why we have mass shootings. That's exactly why we have mass shootings.
Well, yes and no. I mean, you can go in there with the 9mm with the extended clip and pretty much do the same. But yes, these guns definitely do much more of damage than those ones.
Not even the same. I mean, you want to talk about the North Hollywood thing, right? The bank robbery.
Yes.
You saw how many shells was coming out.
Oh yeah,
it's not the same thing. But having a 9mm with 17 shots.
Yeah, but you know,
it's not the same thing.
I understand that, but I do understand when people say there is reasons for us to have guns out there in order, like that's some people say it's conspiracy. No, but it kind of does hold the balance of power at bay because we don't want to be in this country one day and not have those type of weapons because we may think that the oceans protect us and that we as Americans will never get invaded, but you can see the world's changing very quickly in front of our eyes. And me personally, I think I know the majority of people that own guns like AR-15s and all that are responsible people. So we can't just sit there and say, we need to take these guns off the streets because then eventually it'll be a world where, oh, we got these guns off the streets. Let's start taking 9mm off the streets. And eventually it'll be a place where, oh, we don't need guns over here. We'll protect you. But usually what happens with governments like that, governments will start bullying the people.
I mean, it could be, but I just think that there is like the last caller, he said, well, people are always going to kill people. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that I can get a rock right now and I can beat the shit out of somebody, but I'm not going to be able to kill 18 fucking people without somebody taking me down. So I think having those kind of weapons, yeah, I think Americans should have the right to bear arms. Matter of fact, I feel this is another solution. Not only should we invest more accountability at schools because we have a lot of weirdos out there right now, and it's been obvious. So they should have started doing this before the Columbine thing that happened in Colorado.
Yeah, but
and I happen to live there. I happen to live there in Colorado when that happened in Littleton, and since then, nothing's been done. Nothing.
But don't you think we should have much more beefed up security in these schools? I mean, like as much money as we're spending all over the world, like let's say Ukraine, we're throwing billions over there. We're sending money over. Why don't we make schools again like the Capitol? Why don't we actually protect our children?
Protect the kids.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. We should protect churches and schools. Certain areas we should protect more, even stadiums, because it's a matter of time before I might go to Dodger Stadium with my family. And I've actually thought about events like this because you always have to walk with a swivel on your head when you come from the streets. And I happen to be on the edge all the time because I am from a certain area. So I never want to get caught slipping. Now I am an
Right.
ex-convict, so I don't have the right to bear arms. I don't have the right to have a gun in my house.
Right.
If somebody breaks into my house with an AK-47, I literally have to take them down with my hands, a bat, or something.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so I believe in convicts that are that did their time, they corrected themselves. I think we should have the right to bear arms
So do I. But then
because
there's
you
gonna be
never know when you're in.
people saying the same thing that you were saying about banning certain guns. No, you guys should never have guns. But yeah, there is. There's a
I
lot
don't
of
need
stuff.
an AR. Honestly, I don't need an AR. I'll take 2 9s and I'll take my chances with it.
I'll take my shotgun, homie. I'll be good. Hey, brother, I appreciate the phone call. I got a guy waiting to tap in here on the live.
All right, take care, brother.
Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. All right, let's see what we got real quick. Mr. Chemo Savi is in the building. What's up, Chemo?
Yepa, yepa. ¿Qué pasó, Mr. Gill?
What's going on, brother? Talk to us, man. What you got to
You,
say
you
about
know,
this
I got
crazy
these,
situation?
I got these 1980 headphones. You know what I mean? Tú sabes, they're tuned in.
What's going on, Chemo?
Hey, but
¿Qué dices?
I'll bullshit aside, man. Somis Towner was on a good point, but he was kind of staring off a little bit too much. Look, plain and simple, man. In Texas, you're gonna get a gun no matter what, man. You got access. There's access to guns. Whatever. You can even freaking expunge your case and freaking carry a gun. You know what I mean?
Right,
But at the same time, I got friends that have people that live in Uvalde, and the sad part about it is, man, I hate to say it, not to talk down, but the school district dropped the ball, plain and simple. There should have been more security. Uh, the guy was already on a mission. Allegedly, that's the royal. He had already killed somebody and they
right.
were chasing him. So the vato was heading to the school, and that was his target. But you can tell by the pictures, the vato was an emo. One of them people that are off the deep end, posting, and there's a lot of those chavalones that do act out like that. But I will say that it should go to the person who let him have access to that rifle.
Yes,
Let him
absolutely.
have access to, yeah, because at the same token, you got to look at it, man. I mean, everybody over here in Texas, they enforce such and such. Oh, we're gonna have safer schools. In another town, they're saying that they're letting teachers or staff carry a handgun. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
they should.
and, and you
I
can tell,
personally,
you can tell by the pictures.
I think there should be certain amount
Yes,
of
sir.
teachers that have guns that go through the training every year. They get paid a little extra
Yeah,
money, right? They get paid a little extra money.
yeah,
But
yeah. Even veterans.
there should also be one way in, one way out to schools, other than having exit, exit for like fires and stuff like
After
that.
exit,
But as
after,
far
yeah,
as
yeah,
far
yeah,
as coming into a school, there should be one way in, one way out, and have somebody there with an actual like a gun and like a doors that don't open for everybody. You got to kind of come in and buzz yourself in there,
yeah,
almost like a prison or something. Where
yeah.
people get, oh, you're making it into a prison. No, we're trying to
Correct,
keep people like
correct,
that
correct,
away
correct.
from killing our kids, man.
Yeah, and allegedly he had already killed his grandma. That's what I heard.
That's what they're saying.
That,
Yes,
that
that's what
he
they're saying.
yeah, yeah, he was already on a mission, man. And the sad part about it is that the little chavalitos, they lost their life behind
That's
somebody that was
horrible.
mentally
That's
disturbed.
horrible.
Yeah, and at the same token, like I said, man, I mean, where was the security? How did he get exactly inside? That's the big thing.
Well,
You
most
know,
schools you can get in there. Most schools nowadays, I mean, especially if you got some kind of
yeah,
AR-15
true,
on you,
true,
you got to
true.
go in there, hit the doors, and just keep on
Yeah,
busting on everybody.
yeah, and I'm not saying, and I'm not holding them liable. All I'm saying is that there should have been an alert. It's a small town. There should have been an alert where he was heading. Where was the security at? But at the same token, like I said, Mr. Gill, the wherever he got that rifle, I think they should hold them accountable.
Yes,
uh,
yes,
or
for sure.
or 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 even how that rifle got into his hands. Put it
Yep,
to you like that.
for sure, for
And
sure.
but the bad part about it is, man, that I think that he was already mentally disturbed. They should have addressed it. They should have put it to a stop before this Chavalon went on a mission. Because you could tell, man, you could tell the Vato looks emo, wearing dresses. And
But
I'm
it's
not
gonna
saying
happen
he was
again,
this, he was
Kimo. This
that.
this is gonna happen
Yeah, yeah,
again.
yeah.
You got other
And we're
guys
in
right
Texas,
now,
man.
and they're gonna do
Over
it
here they're
again.
packing. Over here they're I'm sorry. Over here they're packing cuetes, dude. No matter what, whether you got a permit, you don't got a permit. This is the wild, wild west, doggy. Aquí no andan jugando, te truenan. Even rucas are getting out there.
Every,
Yeah,
even
man.
even
Yeah.
even the
And
grannies are
so,
packed
like
up
I
there in
said,
Texas.
yeah, hey, yeah, man. You see that one? Like grandma,
That's
70
the
years old.
viejita, boy. They ain't playing no game. Hey, Kimo, I appreciate the conversation, homeboy.
All right, man. All right.
All right,
Vámonos.
brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Thanks. Hey, that's big Kimo Savi. Let's see what we got here. I know a bunch of guys. You're trying to call in. You can tap in on the live there. I think I put the link too if you want to come inside. Let's see. But yeah, this is just it's a horrible situation all the way around, man. There's no winners in this thing. Mr. Jaime, talk to us.
Hey, Gil, man, I know you got a ton of people waiting in line to speak, their opinions. So I'll make it quick, brother. I just tuned in. I don't know if this has been talked about, but the LAUSD, I'm not sure exactly who it was, but voted to cut the police force 35%, and basically they don't want armed officers, at these schools. But this is a prime example that we need these resources there, bro.
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous, man. And you know what? It happens in Texas. It's happened a couple times in Texas. It's happened in Colorado, but California not exempt, bro. It's just a matter of time.
Yes.
And God forbid if and when that does happen, Gil, hopefully all we could do is prepare for it. We can't. It's impossible for us to prevent it. We could prepare for it. And I hope it just kind of opens up the eyes to all these people that they're in a position of power, especially with the mayor race coming up, to kind of revisit this and say, hey, you know what? Maybe it's a better idea to have somebody there for our own protection. But with that being said, thanks again for giving us this platform, Gil.
For sure, man.
Talk to you on
Thank
the next
you.
one, brother.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. All right, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see what we got. Jesse, what say you, my man?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Trying to get in there for a while.
I bet. Sorry, a lot of calls coming in. Talk to me.
No. I hope I get a little bit of a time to tell you, man. I got a lot of little things to pig, man. Well, that guy they called earlier, man, that guy from Texas that was talking about Texas laws and stuff like that. He was saying that they put the NRA to supposedly help black people, right?
Yeah, Mr. Thomas Towner.
I listen to you, buddy. I'm an ex-gang member, but I love politics. I'm educated, bro. I love this stuff.
That's right. Talk to us.
Well, what they're gonna say? If anybody knows, the Republicans try to do that. The Republican Party back then is not the Republican Party of now. It changed.
Of course.
The Democrats were the racists, and the Democrats and the Republicans were the like the Democrats today. But in the late 1800s, early 1900s, it changed, and that's how it is now.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrats try to help supposedly the
minorities
brown and black people and this and that. That's why. That's that Republican Party that he's talking about. It's not the Republican Party that now.
That Republican Party was full of racists. Both parties were full of racists back in those days. Straight up, both parties were full of racists.
Yeah. But the Republicans were like the Democrats. They were trying to help. That's why the one that was in Bush cabinet, I forgot the black lady. That's why became a Republican.
Condoleezza Rice.
That was the only party that would let her father vote in those times.
Yeah,
they were like the Democrats. They were like trying to be, trying to be cooler to other races.
Yeah, you're talking about Condoleezza Rice.
Are like what the Democrats are now. But whatever, that was one thing.
Right.
And he talks about too that in Texas they already passed 3 different laws. They don't even check. The governor of Texas. I'm watching it right now as I'm speaking to you. They took the thing. They didn't even check background checks. I'm sorry that I'm starting because I'm so mad.
No.
This is really cool.
Take your time.
And so he's lying about that. And then I agree with everything you say, buddy, most of the time. But I don't agree with some things that you're saying right now.
Such as
like that people try to make this ridiculous claim like, oh, we gotta arm ourselves from the government. That's why we have to have these machines and stuff like that.
No, you do.
With the Second Amendment. It wasn't right now, bro. When they passed those laws, it was when us, like the regular people, we had muskets and the government had muskets. Right now, those machine guns are really terrible for people, regular people like us. But for our military, it's a joke. These
No,
motherfuckers got guide missiles.
no,
They
no,
got
no.
Apaches, helicopters. What do you think?
Let
What
me
do you think people are gonna do with this
let,
little fucking rifle to the government?
let me kill your whole argument right now, buddy. All right, let me kill your whole argument.
Go for it, kill me.
Have you?
But this is not even the whole.
No,
thing.
no,
I
know, no, I will.
say.
Listen, have you ever heard of a small country named Vietnam or a small country named Afghanistan?
Yes,
when people, those guys did not have the firepower that we had. Afghanistan, if you look at it, they're still living.
They had Russia behind them, brother.
Yeah, I get that, but they didn't have tanks. They didn't have all these kind of weapons that we have. But what they had is they had a fight.
They didn't have just an AK-47.
No, but they had fight.
A lot of different missiles.
They had a fight in them.
Missiles.
They had fight in them, brother.
To knock down the helicopters.
But they had fight in them.
Those were weapons that the Russians were giving them. They had a lot of things. They had grenade launchers. They had a bunch of different things
you need
that
weapons.
We wouldn't be able to get.
You need those weapons. And I'm not even, I'm just saying in general, you need those weapons to keep people at bay. Because if you really believe that the government wouldn't want to do everything with you, like make all the rules and regulations.
So you're trying to tell me that the government is really going to not do what they want to do because a few fucking rednecks and some dumbass
it's not a few. It's millions of people out there that I'm sure they fear it. They have to fear it.
It's a bunch of ignorant pigs in some little fucking towns that think,
all right,
the world's gonna end tomorrow. We gotta stand with.
No, you're talking about the extreme paranoia. I'm not talking about the extreme paranoia. Me personally, like I said, I can't even own a gun. I mean, I'm an ex-felon, right? But I do believe that men, women, Americans do have the right to have those arms, and I think that's the problem with the conversation.
I think they should have some weapons. You know, like just regular some rifles. You know, like some handguns.
Well,
things like that. But why do you need all these other things? How big does your dick have to? How many more inches do you want to go on your dick?
Have you ever
a little kid,
have you ever shot those guns?
With the gun.
Have you ever gone out and shot those guns?
When I was I'm an ex-gang member, homeboy.
I get that.
I'm from Baldwin Park. I'm from Eastside Bowling, but not no more.
But have you ever gone?
Like I don't ever want to be nothing like that. And
no, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about going and busting out some fools on the guys. I'm talking about, have you ever gone to a shooting range, gone with the boys, get a couple like AR-15, some high power rifles?
Yeah.
That's a blast. It's fun. It's a blast.
A lot of my family had those things. When I was younger, we used to go out to like the riverbeds and shit and shoot guns. Yeah, I'm the typical fucking guy, but I grew up, buddy. I grew up. And I
get
children.
It. Hey, brother, I gotta get this other call. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds.
Man has 2 fucking fists.
There you go, brother. Appreciate your phone call, huh? No worries. All love, homeboy. All love. I love it. That's just the passion in people, man. That's what this brings out. I don't feel disrespected in any way. That is the passion in people, how they feel so strong in one way or another. But that is the issue also that we're having in America, because we're not having that. You're not going to have a conversation like that. Hold on. Okay, so. Mr. James, talk to us.
Hey, Gil, love your show, man. I'm over here from Santa Clara. I'm calling from Santa Clara. I'm going to take this show in a little bit in another direction. Everybody's blaming each other. The left's blaming the right about guns.
That's
the
what
right
happens.
Blaming the left. You know what I mean? And it's like, this is a bad trend we're going through, and it's only getting worse. You know what I mean? And you know, guns are fun to shoot. I agree with that, all that stuff. But man, I mean, I don't see this stuff, all these school shootings and stuff, like stopping anytime soon.
They're not.
Know what I mean?
They're not. It's going to be a trend. You got social media that's really pushing and influencing these kids, because if you got a kid who, even an adult, who has some real mental depression issues, and what they're seeing right now is they're seeing this guy getting all the attention, and to them, that's winning. Yeah. That's winning. And especially people say, don't put the picture up. Dude, this social media world, the technology out there, this guy's face is plastered everywhere, and there's another crazy kid out there looking at it and saying, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to try to kill more. They're trying to outdo each other. Yeah. So we got to understand, all right, the guns are not going anywhere. I don't care how passionate people are, like the last caller was about the guns. They're not going anywhere. People with mental issues, they're not going anywhere. So what we need to do first of
That's
all,
right.
and then we can figure out the gun laws. First and foremost, let's get security at schools. And I mean not some top-notch security guard from Friday. I'm talking about somebody out there with that same AR-15 that you don't want regular people to have out there in front of the schools,
Yep.
and make sure that everybody knows if you come to the school trying to mess with kids, you're gonna get shot, you're gonna get killed, and fuck your movements, fuck your riots, that
Yeah.
police are abusing you, fuck you and your movements, all right? We're here to protect the kids. I don't give a shit what you think. Oh, they're abusing me. Well, maybe some people need their asses kicked, just like this guy needed his ass kicked.
Yep.
Straight up.
Hey man, I agree with you. You know what? Hey, let's stop sending all this money to the Ukraine, and
Yes.
let's just get security guards for all of our schools, all of them,
Yes.
public,
Straight up.
private, whatever.
Straight up.
Because
Straight
I'm
up.
tired of these kids dying, man. I'm tired of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because what's gonna see, a lot of people see it and they don't feel it. I'm gonna be honest with you. It hurts me, but I am not feeling it, not even one iota of how those parents right now are sitting around in their living
I
room,
know.
crying their eyes off, looking at each other, and just knowing that their whole world is shattered. These people's world
know,
are
forever.
shattered forever.
Forever.
And the crazy part is this isn't new. This is not new. This
I
has been
know.
going on for decades. And when the hell are these politicians on both sides going to finally say, you know what, dude? We need security in these schools. We need guys with guns in these schools. But no, they're too busy.
Armed security. Yeah.
Armed security with gates. And in other words, all right, you know what? Let's take all the security away from all these politicians and see how they act. Until we get security for these kids in the schools, man.
Yeah, I agree, man. Good show, man. I like the topic, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the phone call, brother. God bless. Yeah, these politicians just piss me off, man. Whew. They're educated from gangster don't like you so much, homie. Don't like you, carnal. Oh, look who's in the building. The one, the only. The West Coast Graffiti. What's going on, West Coast?
All right, man. So look, first of all, you know how you said, and a lot of people are saying that they should have securities or armed cops around the schools.
Yes, sir.
Okay, a few months ago, I think it was actually last year, the ending of last year in Milliken High School, which is the high school I went to.
Okay.
There was an incident where an 18-year-old went to go fight, to go defend. I think it was her little sister because she was getting bullied. She went to go defend her from a bully, right?
Right.
What happened? There was an armed security guard that tried to stop the fight. The girl that went to go fight for her little sister, the girl's boyfriend, interrupted the whole fight. From what I understand, the security guard ended up shooting the girl. She died.
You know what I got it for that, West Coast? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You got a girl who went over there I think she was already 17 or 18 years old, trying to go beat up some other little kid, and she West Coast out of here. He said he lost.
No. I'm getting a beer. I'm getting a beer.
And it's a horrible situation for the family, right? It really is. But if you look at the video, she's trying to run this guy over. No, she's probably trying to get out of the way, but just like anything else, just like a cop, you sit there and you want to take off on this guy. Was he wrong after shooting the back? Yeah, he was, but this thing happened so quick. It's just like when you do something like you do a robbery, you run away, you're gonna get shot. And these are the prizes, unfortunately, that people win when they do some stupid shit.
Okay. So that happened, right? So what happened to the guy that shot him or shot her?
I think they're still going to court for that, no?
Okay, but he went to jail, man, for doing his job.
But you got to also remember that was during the BLM that these cops are killing our people. But again, we need security. We need security in the schools.
Gil, what's gonna happen when there is armed security, and then these type of situations happens? A lot of people are gonna sue the school. They're gonna sue the security company. They're gonna sue everybody,
they do it anyways.
Nobody's gonna win.
No. But I think not just security as far as some guy with that goes for a couple hours training. I'm talking about actual police officers. I'm talking about people who are actually training this, and not just one cop. We can sit there and put about 3 cops in the school. We can't sit there and invest 3 cops in a school with guns and actually make it where there's one way in, the other ways are not in and out, unless it's like it's time to go out. Then all right, guys, go out.
Here's another thing. I live next to Compton, right? So I
Yes.
passed by, I think it's Jordan High School. That shit looks like a fucking prison, bro.
Right.
Like you said, it's one way in, one way out. They have metal detectors. Do you think a lot of these schools want their school to look like a goddamn prison? It's gonna look ghetto, and they're not
Okay,
gonna
wait.
like it.
Do you want the school to look like a prison, or do you want the school to look like a morgue?
I want it to be safe for my kids because my
But
kids are still
yeah,
going to
so I,
school.
I I'd rather have it. If you want, we could put flowers around the metal detectors. Ponemos unas florecitas, unas Day of the Dead fucking shit on there. We put a Martin Luther King and Cesar Chavez. People, that's the thing. Oh, we don't want it to look like this. Okay, do you want it to look like this, or do you want to see dead bodies of your children on the floor? It's one of
And,
the two, and
and
that's where we're at.
that's what you gotta ask the public, and that's what you gotta ask the public. Do you want your kids safe, or do you want your kids hurt?
Yeah, that's what it is. Or do you want your feelings hurt? Oh my God, this looks like a prison. You know what? If you go to, especially like in Israel, those Jewish places, hey, dude, they're strapped. They run their shit military out there. Even the schools. If you go to any Jewish school that's a private school, they run those places like military. In other words, they got their priorities straight. Their priorities, I am gonna take care of my kids any means necessary. Our priority is, oh, we don't want to hurt people's feelings. We don't want this to look like this. And that's the dumbest shit in the world. Our priority should be to take care of our kids and do anything we can do to protect them. Dude. And we're not doing that right now.
And with this, I'm gonna leave. But yes, I do agree with you 100%. I do want my kids to be safe. I want the kids of future parents to be safe, and at whatever cost, whether it's like you said, 3 cops, metal detectors, I don't care. Let's
That's
just
right.
make this shit
Hey,
happen.
hey, you're looking good, West Coast homo. Just don't put a thing on there because they're gonna come after you, carnal. A rato, güey. Oh man, where we at? Oh, almost about an hour. We're about to head on out of here right now. Hey, brother Alonzo, what's going on, my man? Shout out to brother Alonzo. He came out. He drove. Good guy. I think he drove about 300 some miles to come out to the event. Maybe a little bit more, man. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you, my man. Let's see who's trying to tap in here real quick. Hey, Rigo, I see you've been calling for a minute, man. What's going on? Hold on. There's somebody else jumped in right in front of you. Give me a second here, Rigo. I'll get you in here. Rigo, you there?
Yes, I'm here, Gil.
Talk to us.
I I just want to say, man, I agree with everything that you're saying. I agree that we need to focus on the solution. I agree that the solution should be having like 2, 3 cops for every school. But as an individual, yeah. So what I was saying is, I agree with what you're saying about the having 2 cops per school.
Right.
But as an individual, I feel like that kid you have on stage. I'm clapping by myself. So what can I do as an individual? What can we do to make that happen? We need to focus on solutions and stop just talking about why this happened. Stop blaming people. What can we do?
Well, what we can do is you can start making your own groups. You can start having all these conversations, and I truly mean that when I tell people when I'm at a family party, a lot of times they go, "Ah, here we go again," because I'll bring these conversations up because even it may not be at the right place at a family party, but it has to be somewhere where even if you're not even the father figure or you're not the adult in that household, you need to make time at least once a week to sit there and have these kind of conversations with one another as far as families go, with your mother, with your aunt, and bring it to the table and actually say, hey, dude, do you think we should have security there? And most people probably be like, yeah, I think we do. Okay, then we need to start figuring out who the candidates are that want these type of policies and actually do some work, because most people, they don't want to do the work, man. They want to just sit there and be on TikTok and not really do the work and actually make phone calls to certain places. Hey, man, why don't we have security guards over here? What are we doing about it? Like this. After this, we can start getting to the, I'm from LA Unified. What are we doing to make our kids safe? And they're going to be like, oh, we're doing all this. No. What are we actually doing? Going to these meetings, because eventually you're going to see some meetings happen at city councils and all that. And go to these meetings. You need to let your voice be heard, because the squeaky wheel gets all the attention. And when we sit back and not say anything and not have these conversations, nothing's going to happen. So we need to first have these conversations, and little by little, we'll grow the numbers into we're actually making big numbers and actually Say, hey guys, we're gonna have a meeting. We're going to Texas, and we're going deep, and we're going there as Calimax, and we show up there and 10,000 people and say, man, we want our kids to be safe. We're tired of this kind of stuff. These politicians will have absolutely no choice but to pay attention. But as long as we continue to stay silent and not have real conversation, like right now, this is real conversation. You're getting it from both sides, and in the middle is the truth. We just gotta get off of those left, right side, stay in the middle, and have these conversations, brother.
Yeah, man, I agree, Bill. Because I think we've had all these conversations, but it's time we start to act.
Yes.
And the thing is, to take that first step, we don't know where to go. So what can we do? And this is what I feel like what you're doing with the whole Cali Mac thing. Man, I can't wait to see, where you take this,
And that's what we're doing. The way you guys help is just share the message, homie. Share the message, because if this platform grew big enough where you have every Cali Mac in America watching, or the majority watching, the majority will sit there and say, you know what? A lot of that stuff makes sense. I don't agree with all of it, but most of the core stuff, it makes sense. And I think most people really agree with it, man. And until we actually come together, they're not going to listen. But hey, man, I appreciate the phone call, my man.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You got it. Bye-bye. All right, people. So we're about to get out of here real quick. Let me see who we got. We did the hour. Here we go. The sheriffs are obligated to work the prisons and courts before they work the streets. I believe they should include schools in as well. That is an absolutely great point. Yes, stuff like that, or even LAPD, part of their training, they're gonna go over there, they're gonna work, but there is zero sense why we don't have at least 2 or 3 armed police officers, armed sheriffs at every single school. We'll sit there and protect the same politicians that say they don't want cops in the schools, the same politicians that say defund the police, the same politicians. I said this during the BLM stuff. Wait till you start getting these shootings. Wait till your kids start getting killed, and then let me hear you talk all that stupid shit about fuck these cops. Well, I say fuck you, man. The problem is people are too soft, too scary, and don't want to make the choices that really protect our children because they're too worried about, oh, are they inclusive enough? This is not. Fuck you if you want to go out there and kill kids. If you want to go out there and get a gun and go to a school, you deserve to get shot at the gate, man. With that, people, I'm out.